here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Here comes the sun, woman.
Hello friends, this is the Sun Woman. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel for this month's new moon readings. The new moon is falling in the sign of Aquarius on January 28th, and so this reading is going to cover that time frame through to February 27th, the new moon in Pisces. I want to say happy birthday to all my fellow Aquarians. I'm also an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. So a lot of strong Aquarian energy there. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who likes and shares the videos and who comments. I appreciate your energy that you put in, and I appreciate your loyalty to the channel. Now, this new moon in Aquarius really marks the beginning of 2017 in a lot of ways. You're going to be finding that the energy of 2016 is really going to be passing away. And with this new moon in Aquarius, you know, the ball gets rolling for what's going to be happening for us in this new year. Aquarius is the sign of the innovator, the sign of the humanitarian. You know, Aquarius pours out the waters of humanity, love and peace, and justice in that, you know, as that water bearer. So in your own individual lives as well as in the world around us, you may see, you know, more of a quest for freedom, for independence, for the protection of your own rights, the protection of the rights of others. Many of you may be getting more involved in humanitarian causes for justice and peace and equality. So again, keep your eyes open for that in your life, as well as you know, what's going on around us in the world at large. Now, we're also in a period of eclipses, so it's eclipse season time again. The eclipses in February are going to be falling on February 10th in the sign of Virgo, so Virgo and Pisces are going to be very strong there. Those eclipses are that's a full moon eclipse on February 10th, so as we know, full moons bring culmination, they bring endings, they bring clearing away of energies so that we can start you know, with a fresh slate. Now, you may find a lot of clearing away of the emotional baggage from the previous 6 months in your own life. Allow that to happen. Allow those closures to happen, because there are new and more resonant things coming through to you, and you don't want to have that baggage holding on to that and prevent those blessings from coming into you. All right. So we'll get more into that around the full moon. Hopefully, I'll be able to do full moon readings for you at that time. But for now, let's just concentrate on the new moon in Aquarius for each of the 12 individual signs. Now, these are general readings. If you'd like a private reading that is, again, very specific, very tailored to your own personal situation, please contact me at the link below here in the information box at my website, or you can contact me on Facebook as well. Thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and let's go ahead and take a look at the individual readings for the 12 signs. Hello, my Cancers. So the message for you this month with the new moon in Aquarius highlighting your 8th house is that there's going to be strength in unifying forces, joining forces with someone else or others in your life. Okay, that's where your power is going to lie in the month of February. And you know, we have the Oracle card here, Gathering Together, which just kind of supports that message. The 8th house itself is the house of shared resources, joint resources. So whether that resource is, you know, money that you share with someone else, investments, real estate, it could also be time and energy that you invest into something with a partner. The 8th house as well is sexual matters. So it's you joining, you know, with someone else, joining forces to create something else, whether that is a child or whether that is a, you know, an elevating experience. The eighth house is very strong this month for you. And so when I have this card here, gathering together, some of the messages on the card are massing, converging, unifying, assembling, combining forces, and that the sum is greater than the parts. So, your strength this month is to, join together with someone else who is going to be able to help support you in reaching your goals, whether it's your own personal goals or common goals. Okay? There is something that's happened in the recent past as we're coming out of January, and even before January, where I feel like in some way you have gotten to the heart of the matter. Okay, there's either been some kind of truth revealed, or there has been getting to the bottom of things to know exactly where you stand. You have either taken some decisive action or made a very strong decision that has now got you in a very different place than you were a year ago or even 6 months ago. Okay, you've weathered some storms, you've gotten through them, you've made hard decisions, and now you're standing here in February with a lot of truth, with a better understanding of who you are and where you're going, and also of who around you is worthy of you and who is capable of supporting you in what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Now, the Six of Wands is here in the area that talks about right now. Where are you? You're coming out of the Ace of Swords energy and you are now in the Six of Wands energy as we're here at the beginning of February. And there's some success that you've achieved. Okay, there is some recognition that you should be expecting. There is some public recognition that you may be receiving, from coworkers, perhaps, from your social circle, from other professionals in your area, if this particular situation relates to your professional life or your career. Six of Wands is the conquering hero that has been successful in battle, that has overcome all the obstacles and is now entering into the city with praise and adulation and applause. So expect some kind of recognition or praise, as I said, from those around you for the good work that you've done, for a success that you have achieved. And that was maybe, not easily won with that Ace of Swords there in the past. But you should be proud of yourself. You should be proud that you've gotten to this point. You made it through this point. You've beat all the competitors. And you are about to receive some good news or some really great feedback as far as who you are and what you've achieved, what you've done. Okay? That's what's covering you right now. Now, there is the Ten of Wands energy that's coming up. And the Ten of Wands is showing up in the area which would indicate the middle part of February. So it's very possible that because of some kind of success that you have achieved, now you've taken on more responsibility. You've been given or handed more responsibility because it's, you've proven that you could really handle yourself and handle the workload, get the job done, get things done. And so now, you're moving toward gaining greater responsibility, maybe more work, maybe more hours, maybe more research that needs to be done, or learning your craft, or getting better and better at it, mastering whatever it is that you do. And you may need to be careful of the potential of burnout. Okay, the Ten of Wands can indicate a lot of heavy responsibility, spending a lot of hours doing what you are doing. You know, if you look at this Six of Wands card, you see, you know, it's a man here, and look at his desk. I mean, it's full of books, paperwork. You know, he's steady at it because he is focused. He's alert. He's focused. He's reading. He's calculating. He's studying. But you know, the papers are sliding off of his desk onto the floor, and he has scrolls and manuscripts and you know, reams of paper and bags full of whatever, you know, they're full of. And so he has some heavy responsibility. There is something that he's really at. And so this card can definitely represent you, you know, with a lot on your plate, a lot on your shoulders, and having to really stay, you know, carry a bit of a heavy burden. But you're carrying it and you're making headway. Okay, the Ten of Wands is not just things on our shoulders and we're stuck where we are. No, the person on the Ten of Wands is very capable, has all the talent and skill that he or she needs to get the job done, to carry this burden, carry that weight to where it needs to go, and to be successful at it. Now, crowning you is the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is a card about partnership, about relationships. The Two of Cups, you know, sometimes a soulmate energy. It can represent a lover. It can represent a spouse, a long-term relationship. It can also represent, you know, a business partnership that where there is a lot of emotional connection to the work that you do, and you may be emotionally connected to that partner. You could be in business with your spouse. You know, you could be in business with a loved one, and as far as the Two of Cups is, it's in your advice area. So here we are again with that same thing of joining forces with someone, and that being your strength this month. The Two of Cups, gathering together, again, gathering together with someone else, unifying. The Two of Cups here, crowning in your advice area, partnering with someone, being supportive of that person, allowing that person to be supportive of you, and with the 8th house being the main influence here this month with the new moon in January, you know, that again, joining resources. So very, very strong recurrent themes about connecting with someone, and you know, the strength being the group or the sum greater than the individual parts here. Okay, the 8th house is a financial house, so again, you could be joining forces to do business with someone. Your skill combined with their skill could, you know, yield significant success for you. It may take some heavy work, you know, where the Ten of Wands is indicated here, but you've already done this, you know, you've already been in this position and you've been successful. And so that's why you're being given even more responsibility, or, you know, more weight to carry, because as I said, you're able to carry that weight. But you want to make sure that the weight that you are carrying, you are delegating, you're sharing it, okay? So with this Ten of Wands here, yeah, he's heavy with responsibilities, but here's the Two of Cups saying, listen, hand some of that over to someone who is as capable of you as you of getting the work done, or, you know, handling those responsibilities, whether it's, you know, family or home situation. You know, you have someone who is emotionally invested as well in this situation, and so you want to allow that person to contribute and to support you in whatever it is that you're involved here with, okay? Now, in the influences around you, you have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is very much a card about structures, about strong foundations, building strong foundations, about holding on to resources that you have, you know, for a rainy day, about building things brick by brick. The Four of Pentacles also, for me, represents the physical home, like your house, your apartment, a building. So some of you with this card in the area that talks about your influences, some of you may be considering buying a home with someone, with a partner, or a loved one. Some of you maybe, have been having talks about joining, resources in order to put down money for a down payment for a home, or to perhaps, move in together and start paying rent together, and start having a home together. With this Four of Pentacles card, you see a mother and a child here, or even a teacher. It could be a teacher and a student. But, with a child there, it could be that you're ready to start a family, and you're ready to put down roots and create a structure. You've been successful at what you've been doing, perhaps professionally. You have a lot of, weight and responsibility that's going to be added on to you, and maybe that weight and responsibility also carries financial, compensation. So you're going to be paid for what you're doing. But here's this Two of Cups saying that, you're ready to join forces, or it's time for you to join forces with someone, either professionally or romantically. And here's the Four of Pentacles, perhaps going to start a family together, create a home environment together. If this does not apply to you, the Four of Pentacles is indicating that you are going to have the opportunity to set down roots. Okay, you're going to have the opportunity to build something, or to start building something in the month of February. Now, the warning with the Four of Pentacles is that you can't be afraid of, that what you have is enough, and that you want to hold on to it so tightly that you ignore opportunities that may come through to you, because you're so busy holding on to what you have. You're not open for the potential of something new. You could be afraid to invest the money that you have right now. Okay, you could be, you've taken time to grow your nest egg, to save money. You've worked hard to do this, and you may have some concerns, about putting that, those finances there into something with someone else. You're so used to holding on to everything yourself. But it's interesting because in the area here that rules, that talks about obstacles, there is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands energy is fire energy. This could be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. There may be someone that is presenting an obstacle to you from either connecting with this person, this Two of Cups person, or the Two of Cups person could be the Queen of Wands, meaning that this person is in your life already, but their own fears, or something is holding them back. Something is, in some way, they are creating an obstacle for you. So you may need to have a conversation with this Queen of Wands. Now, this could be male or female energy. It's not gender specific in a general reading. As I said, it could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And so, you need to, what I'm getting from this Queen of Wands is that this is someone who also is really independent. Okay? They're used to being on their own. They're used to only having themselves to be responsible for. Maybe they've been working since they were really young and taking care of themselves, since they were a teenager. And so they need some getting used to when it comes to joining forces with someone else. All right? And so you may need to have a conversation with this person to say, okay, well, you're doing well, I'm doing well. Let's see if we can combine our lives, our resources, our monies, our energies, our time, to now create something even greater, even bigger than what we could possibly do as individuals. Okay? And so, I feel that if you approach the situation this way, in a way that you're wanting to build something that's going to last for a long time, that's going to last forever, hopefully, potentially, and that you're ready, to do this with someone else. Yeah, sure, you have your own fears, your own concerns. You're holding on tightly to maybe a way of life that you had before, or maybe, your partner has, wants you guys to move in together, and you don't want to let go of your apartment. You don't want to let go of your house. But there is a need for unification here. There's a need for joining forces, and that seems to be where the magic is going to be for you in February, and where the strength is going to be for you in February. Okay, so I keep hearing, have the conversation. Okay, so communication is going to be very strong. You have wands here, 1, 2, 3 wands. You have swords here, which are ideas or even stress, that you've left behind, the sword. So you're moving with this fire energy of the 6 of wands, of the 10 of wands, with the Queen of wands here. There is definitely movement and progress that can be made in relation to this person. But you have to figure out why this person right now is an obstacle, what may be causing them to be an obstacle, and step by step remove those limitations so that you can create this 4 of Pentacles around you, this structure around you, okay, this house, this foundation. The advice card again is the 2 of Cups. So love has something to do with it. Emotions has something to do with this. A heart connection, a soulmate connection, perhaps. This is the advice card. So it's saying that if you're feeling this love for someone, if you're feeling this desire for partnership, for mutual support, for blending your life together with someone else, then it's time for you to do that. It may be time for you to take that step that in the past you've been holding off from taking. As a result here, at the end of the reading, you have the Queen of Cups. And so interesting, we have the Queen of Wands here in the obstacle position, but in the outcome you have the Queen of Cups. And so, this for me is you, Cancer, because you are that water sign, and the Queen of Cups represents Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And so, this for me is a good sign, because you're coming up at the end of the month here as the principal, you're appearing here in your own spread. So that means that your actions, your decisions, your influence here is going to be very strong in this situation, and kind of you're coming to the end of the month landing on both feet, but you're acting through that water energy. Okay, so you're doing things in a nurturing way. You're having a conversation with someone who, and you're expressing your emotions. The Queen of Cups, is very much in touch with her emotions, with her feelings. She knows how she feels. She makes decisions based on emotion. She doesn't let logic get in the way, because if she feels it's right, then she knows it's right. She's intuitive. She can be psychic. She can be an empath, okay? If something feels a certain way, then that's all the evidence that she needs. And so here you are at the end of the reading. again, interesting to me that there's another card showing a woman and a child, and you have the Pentacles card here with a woman teaching a child as the influence around you, and then the outcome, you have a mother in bed with a child here. And so children could be very strong in the situation this month, the influence of children, the needs of children, needing to provide a strong structure, a strong home environment, a stable home environment for them to grow up in, could apply to some of you as well. In the outcome, it is how you nurture the situation, how you develop it, okay? The love that you give to it, the care that you use to cultivate the relationship, the partnership, the union is going to make all the difference in the world. And so here you are at the end of the month of February, really coming into your own, I feel, okay? Having expressed yourself, having clarified your feelings, having let somebody know exactly how you feel about them and about the situation and about the future with them, what you want in the future. If you want kids, then you have to tell someone, I want children, I want to create a relationship and an environment that children can grow up in and be happy and strong and healthy, okay? If it is a project, if it is a work situation, you are being called to not allow someone to be an obstacle who might have a bit of a personality that could be, very strong personality, kind of a bossiness. The Queen of Wands, whether it's male or female, can represent kind of a, that managerial energy, who's used to telling people what to do, or telling people, used to delegating work. And it's not an emotional thing. They do things by the book, okay? They can have a bit of a temper. They can say what they feel without holding back, okay? And perhaps be a little insensitive. So you may be dealing with this person in your life, outside of a relationship or in the relationship, but in the outcome, here you are as the final card. And so I feel that, as I said, whatever you do, whatever you say, the way you handle things this month of February is going to make all the difference in the world. And you are going to be successful at being able to perhaps unify people in a situation that wasn't unified before. Okay, by gathering your troops together, gathering forces, gathering together with a very specific and important person, and making plans for the future, making plans to move forward for the future. Now keep in mind, in February we have two eclipses. We have the full moon eclipse on the 10th, and we have a new moon in Pisces on the 26th. So you want to be very aware around that 10th of February about what's going on, what develops, what ends, and what beginnings, because full moons are about endings and beginnings. Something is coming to a head. Something's coming to a close. Something is completing itself so that something else new can now be born, okay, out of that full moon through the next cycle. So you will see what develops over the first, week and a half to 2 weeks of February, to see, what you need, what you are ready to invest in with someone else. And what I would recommend is that you allow that energy to kind of settle until probably mid-February, around the 15th of February, and then make your decisions at that time, okay? Have that conversation at that time. because there may be truth that is revealed to you around the 10th, because full moons bring truth and eclipses certainly bring truth out into the open. And so you may want to wait until you have all the information before you present your game plan of unity and, gathering forces and strengths and energies with someone else in your life, whether it is on an emotional level or a professional level. Okay, but ultimately you are here controlling the situation, guiding the situation, nurturing it, helping it grow, and listening to your intuition, listening to what your empathic information is that you receive, listening to your spirit guides, and having faith. The Queen of Cups has faith. She has faith in things that she does not see, but that she believes in and that she feels. So tap into that source, open up that cup, receive the blessings that are here presenting themselves to you. You've worked hard, you've earned it, you've achieved it. Don't allow yourself to be burnt out. Delegate some work. Hand things off to someone else, or bring someone else into your situation, your life, who can help you build something strong that's going to last for a long time. All right, my dear Cancers, this is your reading. I hope it resonated for you. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. And if you want a private reading, please contact me at my website. The link is down in the information box, or you can hit me up on Facebook. I wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy, dear Cancers. And as always, I bid you Namaste.